Hello kids. So today we entered into our 14th block where we are learning about the comparison. How are we going to compare one to other in English? So here we are going to compare the things by using some words. And what do you call them? Do you know? So we describe people and things. So means we compare people or things using similes and metaphors. What are these similes and metaphors? So similes and metaphors, they are used to compare the people and also things. So we compare the people and also things, and this comparison is said as similes. Then what is the difference between these similes and also the metaphors? See, in similes, if we go with the similes, we compare by using the words like as, adjective means as big as small as, anything. So this is an adjective. So empty place can be filled with an adjective. So as, big as, or a word like. So these two are the main when we compare the similes. See how the comparison is there. Now if we say something very light, so we can say it is as light as a feather. As light as a feather. So what we compare about the people, the things or something. So if we can see as heavy as an elephant, as fat as an elephant. We are talking about a boy, a Ramu. Then we can say Ramu, and we are comparing Ramu with elephant. Ramu with elephant. So here why we are comparing Ramu with elephant? Because he is as fat as elephant. So Ramu is as fat as an elephant. So this sentence, if we observe, the comparison is there. When the comparison is there, then only we can say whether it is a simile or a metaphor. But basing on this, so if as fat as, so as we discussed, as fat as, like, these are the words which we use in similes. So I can say Ramu is as fat as elephant. So who are compared here? So we can say Ramu and elephant are compared here. With whom it is compared? So we can say that Ramu is compared with an elephant. So what two are compared? Then you can say Ramu and elephant are compared. With what Ramu is compared? We can say Ramu is compared with an elephant. So how is Ramu? So what words are used means we can say as fat as. So according to the type is, the quality is fat. So the words as and as. So single as also says that it is a simile. Otherwise, if we want to make it as another simile with like, see, we can write it as Ramu is like an elephant. Like an elephant. So here also we can say Ramu is compared with elephant only, but the word like is used. So it is also a simile. So in simile we use as and like. In similes we use as and like to compare the things. So because we are talking about fat, we compared with elephant. If I say he is thin, Ramu is as thin as a toothpick. I can use a toothpick. So toothpick will be very thin. Can I say he is as thin as an elephant? No, because elephant is not at all thin. So the comparison, whether the comparison is correct or not, means in correct sense is it we are using or not, that is based on that. So we can say the flower, when we are comparing the flower's color, so it is as red as blood. So we can say the rose is as red as blood. So here what are compared? The rose is compared with the blood. So it is comparing that, we are comparing it as red. So the red color of the rose is compared here and it is compared with the blood. So here two things are compared, the rose and the blood, and since we used as, it is a simile. So it's the same sentences if we want to use in the metaphors. Normally for metaphors we don't use anything like comparison. Just by reading the sentence you can understand that the both are compared. I can say Ramu is an elephant. I am not saying anything. Ramu is an elephant. So I can say that Ramu is said to be an elephant. So I am comparing Ramu with an elephant. Now the rose is blood. So if I say the rose, so when I am comparing the rose with blood, I can say the rose is resembling blood. Resembling blood. So it is resembling blood means maybe the color is, by seeing the rose itself we can say it is resembling the blood. So here the comparison and the comparing the rose with the blood. So here comparison is there, here comparison is there. They want to make sense with what we are comparing. So I can say it is as cool as an ice, but I cannot say that it is as cool as a sun. Because when we are comparing the things, what we want to remember in mind is whether it is making a sense. See, if we observe, so we can compare the coolness mostly with ice, hot with the sun, the lightness with the cotton. Cotton is too light. When we compare the color of red with blood, blue color with the sky, white color with milk. So like this, some comparisons we cannot change the comparison. Yes, so they want to make some sense. Now I think we got an idea with similes and metaphors. In similes the comparison is done, but only by sentences as and like. In the sentence we want to get as and like. But for metaphors the comparison is done, but we won't use any words like as and like here. Normally Ramu is or some word he. So there are some metaphors like it's Antarctica here. It's Antarctica here means the coolness. So today morning it's very cool. It's Antarctica here. If I say that sentence, you can say that I am comparing the place with Antarctica, because Antarctica is the coolest place in the world. Maybe in the continents or somewhere it's very cool, so I can say it's I compare it with Antarctica. Okay, so like that, when I'm going to compare something, it must give the sense, means exactly whether it is particularly used for that or not. So basing on that you want to use whether they are making sense or not, that must be remembered. So here similes or metaphors are used only for comparison. We can compare anything, any person like this while we are talking. Okay, so basing on this, let us complete our volume, page number 30, similes and metaphors. So you can read a passage here. In this passage you want to do something. After reading, coming to a bit, you want to underline the similes or metaphors that make sense, means whether they are comparing exactly or not. If they are not comparing exactly, if the comparison doesn't have any sense, you want to circle them. Circle the one that does not make sense. Now, complete the sentences to add some more similes and metaphors to the passage. See, nights in the valley were, so night, what do you compare the night with? You want to use some adjective, as dash, means compare the nights with some any other thing or color or some other place or any thing what you want. Now, any newcomer who went out after 7 usually had his or her heart beat like that. How does the heart beat? What is the heartbeat compared with? So like this, you want to read the passage, you want to complete. Now describe the feelings of these characters using similes that make sense. Looking for clues around the valley made the tea pluckers as excited as. Who will become more excited normally? So you can write the name of some person or some things who regularly get excited. Same way, read the next two bits in C from page number 30 and complete your volume and send it through WhatsApp. Okay children, thank you.